Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martel and he's Randy. What up, Randy?
What's up, man?
Not much. So, on the next episode, we talk about your trip to Tennessee.
On the next one or the last one?
Well, it'll be the next one. I'm going to use this one.
Oh, okay.
This show is going to be Tuesdays. The last show is going to be Fridays.
We're going back to the future, folks.
Yeah, it'll work out this way a little better here. So I just poured us some Maker's Mark.
I am a fan of Makers.
I'm a big fan of Maker's Mark.
I've never had one thing from Makers I didn't enjoy at some level.
I have had one bottle that I did not enjoy, and I drank it first to get rid of it. And that was that milkshake.
But you still drink it, so you enjoyed it at some level.
Well, I enjoyed it to get rid of it, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't just sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to enjoy sitting down and drinking this. I'm going to enjoy getting rid of it.
Fair. The difference is you drink it. Twisted tea.
Dumped that shit in my yard.
Exactly.
That didn't even get a drain.
Well, it did in my drain. It ended up in down my bathroom sink downstairs.
That glass I had just threw it. Didn't even bother to get up. Just
chucked it off the deck.
Chucked it off the deck.
The whole glass.
So this is...
That's the difference between enjoying and not enjoying.
Yes.
You enjoyed it enough that you're like, I can drink this. Not my favorite.
Not my favorite, but I'm going to...
So there's nothing from Makers that you haven't enjoyed to the extent of at least drinking it.
Right. I've never dumped anything down the drain.
Makers 101, I love.
Makers 101 is great. The one that I don't really... I'm not a big fan of just their run-of-the-mill stuff.
Their run-of-the-mill stuff...
I like their 46.
46 is good. 101
and everything
I love.
Based off 46.
They're run-of-the-mill. If somebody gives me a bottle, I ain't pouring it out.
No, I'm not going to pour it out, but I'm not going to buy it either.
I'd also mix it. I want to be, you know...
So this is toasted marshmallow.
I like the sound of that. We had
s'mores
in Tennessee.
This is one of the barrel stave programs,
right?
So, and this was I don't want to say this was a distiller only exclusive bottle because I don't know that to be true because they had Red Velvet. That was an OHLQ pick.
Red Velvet in that,
and I didn't get a bottle of that.
Smile.
So I got this. It is. Get it under some light so I can see what the hell it is. It's 1 seared French cuvee stave, 3 Makers 46 staves, 5 French median staves, and 1 toasted French spice stave.
Sounds very Frenchy.
So, which should get us to a toasted marshmallow. Now, this particular bottle, I hand dipped.
I saw a picture of you doing that.
Yes.
A picture video.
I hand dipped this bottle.
I wasn't jealous that you were there with them, but I was kind of like, man, that looks fun.
It was a good time.
It looked like
it was a good time. So and that's why I'm moving this show to Tuesday, and that's why we're jumping backwards.
And I also saw you guys did a bottle kill episode, which you and I have not done yet.
It wasn't just a bottle kill.
Well, bottle kill 3 episodes.
It was 3 fucking bottle kills. It was absurd. Hold on. So we left Friday morning, 6 a.m. and we drove down to.
That's way too early.
Well, we all hopped in 7 of us in a 10-passenger van.
Did you guys rent a van for this?
Oh, fuck
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everybody was comfortable.
Hey, I don't blame you.
Rented a van. Dude drove down. We go to Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is the first place we stop. Now, we're with, it's the Bourbon Hunters. It's Dude, Brett, and Tyler.
Boo.
Who you booing?
Tyler.
You know what?
I'm only booing him just to get a rise out of you.
Well, it's not going to get a rise out of me. I like Tyler. I just hate him on the show. I think Tyler is a really good guy. I
have nothing against Tyler. I don't even care if he's on the show because I don't listen to Bourbon Hunters.
Well, see, but I do. But
they don't listen to us either.
I don't know. Like, dude, I did call out Dude because he's not tagging us on shit anymore.
I get tagged on everything.
No, for the podcast itself. He's tagging me. He's tagging you, but he's not tagging. He's like, I don't want people to get confused. I'm like confused between
Buckhorn and Bourbon Hunters.
I don't see there's a confusion there, but
no, he's getting snobby. He's getting too big for his britches.
But no, I don't think so.
Yeah, he is. He's getting too big for his hair follicles.
So we head down there, and we're with Jason from the Mash and Drum.
Never met him, but here's the thing. I watched Jason with Mash and Drum.
I've been watching Jason for like 2.5 years
before I long ever knew that Bourbon Hunters reached out to him.
Yeah,
like I found him on YouTube when he was just starting. And had no clue who he was.
So he's been doing his show as long as we've been doing ours.
Yeah.
We started in 2018.
And I love the name Mash and Drum. I thought that was a killer
He's
name.
A drummer.
Right. Well, I know. Like I said, I've been watching him from almost the time he started, at least on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great name.
So he's been doing it since 2018. We've been doing our show since 2018. He's just better at it than we are. Better at it than we are.
It's more niche.
But his is we're more of a variety show.
Yeah, it's way different trying to make it in a non-category than saying, "Hey, we talk bourbon. Bourbon's hot." It's like if we want to be true crime, we could get tons more listeners by covering true crime.
We could. And
that's just not what we want to do.
So, but here's the thing. So, and then there were two other guys with us that I didn't know who they were, never met them before. Great guys.
Ronald McDonald and...
Actually, one guy's name was Ronald. His name was Ron.
Perfect.
And the other guy's name was Josh. So we're cruising down there, and we're probably 40 minutes away from Buffalo Trace. Like, we had a schedule. The schedule was we're going to go to Buffalo Trace from this time to this time. We're going to go to Wild Turkey. We're going to go to Four Roses. We're going to go do a tour and tasting at Heaven Hill. We're going to go hit another place, and then we have another tour and tasting. And it was literally a blitz. Like, there was no time to just kind of...
That sounds miserable to me.
It was a blast.
Aside from tasting and stuff, having a schedule and blitzing everything and running around.
Yeah.
You guys had that looks like dude's work.
This was the schedule. So
dude made that schedule.
Oh yeah, he did. Absolutely he did.
Miserable.
And it was amazing. Like, I didn't mind, because we're not doing tours. Like, we're going to Buffalo Trace. We're just going to the gift shop.
Yeah, but still have an itinerary on vacation.
No, it's fine. It was fine. It actually worked out perfect. The only place we didn't make it to was the Bardstown Bourbon Company, because they closed at 4.
And you guys left to drive there at 4.
Right.
Good research, dude.
So we hit up. We're about 40 minutes outside of Buffalo Trace, and Jason gets a text message or a call. I can't remember what it was, and he's like, "Fuck, it's Blanton's Day at Buffalo Trace."
Oh yeah, that's the picture you posted.
Yeah, and so
I saw that. I was like,
that line is like that every day. That's not just because it's a Blanton's Day. That is every day at Buffalo Trace. The line is like that.
That's so dumb.
You go down there Monday morning, 9 o'clock, that line's there. It doesn't matter. The line is always there. So
I love Buffalo Trace. Matter of fact, somebody texted me recently and said, "Hey, we want to get you a Christmas present this year. Send me a list of bourbons, whiskeys you like. We know you like bourbon and whiskey."
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, a lot of them were on it.
I have a bottle of Blanton's that I'm selling for $4.50.
But I told them, and I saw that picture, I was like, there's no way in hell I would stand in that line for anything Buffalo Trace.
That line only took about 35 minutes to get through.
Too long.
No, it was
Not
fine.
worth it.
It was fine. You know what? It was worth it. Not because I grabbed a bottle of Blanton's. I couldn't give a shit about that. It's the experience of going into their gift shop. Their gift shop is...
I would rather go there at 2:30 in the afternoon and not wait in line and not get Blanton's.
Well, I would
like to go there. I agree with you on that. I think that would be cool.
I would have as well, but
dude, Daddy told you what you're allowed to do.
Well, no, it's a blitz. It's a fucking blitz. The whole point is to hit as many places as we can hit.
9 a.m. Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
I'm reading off your itinerary.
Yeah.
10 a.m. Drive to Wild Turkey. You get to Buffalo Trace at 9 a.m. You wait 35 minutes. You don't get to enjoy 25 minutes in the gift shop. You're running through there.
We went in you're just going in to buy a bottle of whiskey, whatever they had.
You can do that here.
No, you can't.
You can't buy whiskey here?
You can't buy. You're not going to find Buffalo Trace on a shelf. You're not going to find Blanton's on a shelf. You're not going to find Eagle Rare on a shelf. E.H. Taylor
you sent me a picture
or
of all that
Sazerac
on a table 2 months ago here in Lancaster.
I sent you a picture.
It had Eagle Rare, had Buffalo Trace.
They didn't have Eagle Rare.
I get your point, though. Anyway, I get your point.
You're just being difficult because you didn't go.
No, I'm not.
Liar.
I just don't see the point of waiting in line.
It's fine. You're waiting in line at most places you're going.
Spend all day at Cedar Point, wait 4 hours in line for one ride.
I won't wait 4 hours. That makes zero sense to me. I won't do that shit. 30 minutes? What's the 30?
I don't want to wait 35 minutes in line to only have 20 minutes in a place.
So what?
If I'm waiting longer than I'm going to be
We did not stick. It wasn't like, all right, fuckers, 10 o'clock, gotta go.
It's like slapping bottles in their hands like, time to leave.
It's like, gotta fucking leave, can't check out. That wasn't the case. But it's a blitz. The point is to hit as many distilleries as you can on that day.
Okay, so anyway. So you guys leave super early.
So we leave super early. Jason gets a call. It's Blanton's Day. We're like, all right. I would have much rather had E.H. Taylor But I bought a bottle of Blanton's because why not? I'm there.
Well, yeah, if you're there and it's available.
It's
Blanton's
available.
is something I will buy if it's there, and I don't have to wait in a stupid line for it.
Yeah. But, again, I don't think waiting 30 minutes to get into a gift shop of any... If it's a place you want to go to...
I'm not saying a gift shop or distillery. I'm saying...
But I'm not going to stand outside of a fucking liquor store either. So we get the... So while
Can we drink this too?
If you wanted to. Yeah, knows it. What do you get?
I get no marshmallow on the nose.
I get no marshmallow, but I do get a sweetness.
Definite sweetness.
And a toastiness. No.
This tastes like a sweet.
You get a little bit of toffee. I can hear myself breathing into the goddamn microphone.
I can hear you too. Oh, that taste is not like the smell at all.
Mm-mm. It's not as viscous.
It's creamy, but it's not.
It doesn't linger.
Thick.
It doesn't coat the mouth. It just kind of.
What do you get on the taste? Because I know it popped in my head immediately.
I need to do it again because.
You go ahead and wrap your tongue around that. You go ahead and fellatio that Mark Maker.
There is some toastiness to it. There is a hint, maybe like a hint of marshmallow, but a little bit of there. It's weird. It's like a small hint of marshmallow and a small hint of graham cracker, almost like a s'mores. No chocolate though.
I was going to say this to me tastes like a s'more made with a graham cracker. That marshmallow cream.
Yeah, like
not a burnt marshmallow.
Nutter fluffer.
Yeah, and some kind of a toffee or caramel instead of chocolate.
Instead of chocolate. Yeah, exactly.
So I get a little marshmallowy. I do get a slight toasted note, but not over.
It's not nothing
overly. It's more the marshmallow cream to me.
Yeah,
which surprised me. I didn't think I'd get a marshmallow flavor out of a whiskey.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like it.
It's completely weird. So
you guys go down there. You do Buffalo Trace.
We do Buffalo Trace. We're in line at Buffalo Trace, and Jason gets a text message from a gentleman at Wild Turkey. Do you know who Bo Garrett is?
I know who Bo Derek is.
No, Bo Garrett is you know who Montgomery Gentry is?
Yeah.
So he is the guitarist for Montgomery Gentry.
I was say the name sounds familiar.
He gets a text from Bo. Bo is so after I don't know Montgomery Gentry is not around anymore technically. Once I think it was Troy Gentry died in a airplane accident in 2017. I had to look it up.
Yeah, I know one of them died.
So he is basically now a tour guide, and he is an advocate and ambassador for Wild Turkey. He's from Kentucky. He's from the area. He loves Wild Turkey. That's what he does. He works for Wild Turkey.
What a cool retirement.
Right.
You know, like, okay, I'm off the road after 3-4 decades. Let's go do what I really love.
Yeah. And let's
just enjoy life.
Enjoy
have
things.
Have fun, meet people.
So I didn't realize who I was talking. I mean, I'm not one to get starstruck, but I didn't realize I was talking to him until after we left.
Gotcha.
Because I mean,
and that's kind of cool. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool when you go, "Oh, I'm talking to somebody that's like somebody."
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, you know. So, but what Bo had sent him a text and said, "Hey, we got this 90. It's a 90 bottle." Allocation, like a limited 90 bottle release.
That's really limited.
It was something that had been lost in the distillery. They dumped it, lost it, and then bottled it in August, this past August. So I'll show you the bottle afterwards. Because it shows the dump date and it shows the bottle date, and there's like a year difference.
It's just like a oops. Like some clerical error.
Fuck, oopsies. So they bottled it.
How funny is it that you can make a mistake and then it probably ups the value?
Maybe a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like so rare.
Yeah. I mean, and that's probably the case. Like but I'm going to drink it.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
There's no chance that I'm going to, sell this.
No,
and it
so
was
did
just
you
like
get a bottle of this?
Fuck yeah, I did.
What's it called?
It's Russell's Reserve.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just a Russell's Reserve.
Like a normal bottle, but...
Yeah, single barrel that they lost.
That's pretty funny.
Well, I shouldn't say a single barrel because I think it might be a single barrel. It's a Russell's Reserve, but it was dumped on X date in 2021, but it wasn't bottled until August of 2022. And that it was something that was misplaced in the distillery because when they get a whiskey to the maturation they want and they get the flavor they want, they'll dump it.
Right.
They'll dump it into containers and then they just store it because it stores. It doesn't age anymore. Once you get it out of the barrel, it stops aging.
Well, yeah. If it's not in the oak, it's not.
Yeah. So it'll stop aging and it'll just sit there. Well, they apparently lost it. So they just scraped the.
Somebody with a forklift was like, "My bad."
They were like, "Whoopsies." So
Put that in the wrong corner.
They just scraped the mold off the top and they served it.
Ah, it's good.
It's fine. It's fine. So we did that. I should have bought a bottle of the Kentucky Spirit, which is also a Wild Turkey product, but I did not. Because, again, I'm trying to watch my budget. There are things I know that I want, and there are things that after obviously I know where we're going, so I have I have preconceived notions of what I want to purchase while we're there. Buffalo Trace, I had no expectations of buying anything there. Because it could have just been a double Sazerac day and whatever.
Right.
And I hate Sazerac. I think it tastes like fucking pink bubblegum. It's gross.
We've been over that.
So we leave Wild Turkey, and we're on our way to Four Roses. Jason gets another text. He's like, hey, they have a single barrel release.
At Four Roses?
At Four Roses.
I like Four Roses.
I do like Four Roses.
Everything. I've not had everything they've ever made. But everything I've had from them, I really like.
Yeah, hindsight being 2020.
That was on my list that I sent my buddy of what bourbon or whiskey
like
you like.
Four Roses.
I'm good with anything Four Roses. I'm good with.
Yeah, hindsight 2020. I should have bought a bottle at Four Roses because that would have put me at my. I set a limit of $500, expecting to spend $800.
I hope I only spent $5, but you. Yeah.
So now
you did well then. Money wise,
money wise, I did well. So we go to Four Roses. Not only did they have the one barrel pick that was told to Jason, they had two barrel picks. They had an OBS-V and an OBS-F. Now, and those are codes. So one is a tier 1. So the OBS-V, I believe, was a tier 6, meaning it had a higher proof, and then an OBS-F. So, and I believe they're slightly different recipes for each one, the way that Four Roses does it. But both picks were from the Women of Kentucky Bourbon Society. Okay. Which is Fredno's wife. I think her name's Nancy, who is Booker's. That's who the Gesundheit.
Thank you, man. Sorry,
Booker's bourbon.
Okay,
that's Fred Booker. Fred Booker. No, yeah. I mean that's so. That was pretty cool. Like just to this is that, and Jason was like, well. He had a bottle, and he's like, "Is there another bottle?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Swap me out. I want that one. I don't want this one. Give me that one." So we wanted the higher proof version. So we sat at the bar there for a couple minutes, and everybody had a drink. I did not, because I'm not an alcoholic, and I don't drink at 10 o'clock in the morning every day.
Plus, you were writing.
I was writing. Yeah. No, everybody kind of had a.
Don't tell me you haven't drank at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, fuck yeah, I have.
That's a special trip, man. Live it up.
So here's keep in mind, I am like 1/8 Jewish, and I didn't want to spend the money on it.
Playfully racist.
It's not even playfully racist. Like I fucking grew up with a Jewish family. Like
I'm 1/8 Jewish. I didn't want to spend money.
Didn't want to spend the money. I mean, there's a reason it's called "You Got Jude."
Yeah, but you're also 1/8 black. So
no, I'm not even close to that.
Fodies and hoes.
I'm not even close to that. Like that's 100th. That's like 1/100th. I'm more Jewish than I am black.
Hitler would have loved you.
I know, right? Blonde hair, blue eyes, Jewish and black. I'm not even really black. It's like 0.8%.
You look like a character I made on a Tiger Woods Golf 20.
It looked like an AI character that I tried to create. Fucking Picasso ass. So then we go to Maker's Mark. Now, I knew we were going to Maker's, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what it is. I will buy something at Maker's.
Yeah.
I want to dip a bottle. I'm buying something at Maker's.
That's kind of a cool experience.
Yeah,
that was dip the bottle.
That was predetermined, and
that's smart of them too. That's good marketing.
It's good marketing. Like but there's no extra cost to dip your own bottle either.
Right.
So you just buy it, you dip it,
and there's different wax collars, aren't there?
No,
really, because I've seen people dip different wax collars. Is that just
you can do blue? But those are for
I saw somebody do pink one time, and I was like,
that's probably for breast cancer awareness. It was probably a group. Sense. It was probably a group of people that bought like an entire barrel.
What if I just take in a candle? Like, can you melt this down and let me dip?
Well, you used to be able to dip whatever you wanted. You could walk in and dip your fucking shoes.
Dip my balls in it.
Dip your balls in it if you want to. It's a little weird. It's 300 and some degrees. Teabag.
It's like a little testicle jacuzzi.
But they had me, so I picked up this bottle that we're sipping on now, the toasted marshmallow, because I hadn't had it. They had like an apple crisp, they had red velvet, and then they had 46, and they had 101, and I'm like, I've never had this one, so I'll get this one.
Right.
So I grabbed it, I dipped the bottle, and they're very, very strict and observant on how you're dipping this bottle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like I'm like, can I just plunge it in? He's like, no. I'm like, why? He's like, if you cover up the government seal, we're gonna have to get you another bottle. Well, the government seal
you should have just kept
right here.
You should have dipped a bunch and seen how many they kept getting you.
Well, so the government seal is like way down here.
They should have put that at the bottom then.
Right. So when I grab the bottle, if you watch the video, I start going in, I start going like deeper. He's like, whoa, hot. She's like, out. All right, turn it sideways, twist it, set it down. And I'm like, damn it. I should have just went for it.
Now I've seen and heard that makers will plunge a bottle in on like a third of the way on their last bottle of whatever run.
I don't know. I have seen
that
bottles
would cover that label. I mean, I've seen bottles like if you see this in the store,
buy it.
Yeah, and it's down past that label, so that's weird.
It's occasionally that happens. I wanted to do that with this bottle.
You should have just dunked the whole thing in with your hand. Then just held it like, it burns.
I got it. Well, they give you gloves. They give you these thick ass rubber gloves, and you got an apron on, and you're supposed to wear eye protection, but I have my glasses on.
Right.
And I'm just like, and I'm in a sling, so I got one hand. So.
Yeah, your dip looks
But anyway,
weak.
it was a good time. It was fun. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm
good.
I'm dipping this bottle. I'm gonna enjoy it later. We left there. We went to Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill is a very nice. Well, so Maker's Mark there. It's a farm. Like it is a farm in the sense of it has a lot of land. Everything's pasture. Like in pastures, they have a garden, like a gigantic garden that they get a lot of their food from. Apparently, their restaurant that's on property, that's where all the veggies and shit come from, is out of this garden. So everything's not just local to Kentucky, it's literally local to the distillery. They had goats. I wanted to steal one and bring it back with me. Everybody else on the trip would not let me go grab a goat.
Oh, you should have dipped a goat.
I would have named that goat Tom Brady. And I would have put that goat out to pasture. You ain't retiring from this shit.
Lexi and Harley and my goat Tom Brady.
That's right.
He's not done well.
Not this time around.
He should have stayed retired.
So we left there. We go to Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill's a nice facility, but it looks brand new. Like just everything about their
doesn't really feel historical.
It doesn't feel like they're building their welcome center and the visitor center and everything does not look or feel historical. It looks it's very modern once you're in there. Yeah, so here's Makers for you, not for anybody else watching. So Makers is very...
Yes, for everybody watching our podcast.
Yeah, so this is the entirety of the farm.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pictures online of Makers.
There's me dipping the bottle. The woman took photos. We're going to swing through those real quick. So this is like the facility itself. Everything's black wood. Everything's nice. You can tell what is something that is Makers. Like when you're driving down the road, they're black brick houses.
Yeah.
So, and I think I got crotch shot. Because so this is all Makers stuff. That's
right.
We're driving down the road. That's a Makers brick house. But this is what the inside of Heaven Hill looks like when you walk into their visitor center.
Gotcha.
So it's very modern. I like Christmas trees when they're done right. So that's the lab where you can go fill a bottle. And this is the you do bourbon experience. Worst fucking waste of money I have ever done.
Really?
So COVID Karen, who I don't have a photo of, is the one who is facilitating this whole thing. All she did was hack a lung the entire time. All she did was cough, and she was so fucking monotone that if you wanted to pay attention, you couldn't. No inflection in her voice other than... And then she would continue on. Looked like she didn't want to be there. It was $45 for this.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Are those 3 little sips all you got for $45?
1 ounce, 1 ounce pours. Everything in Kentucky is a 1 ounce pour.
You paid $15 a piece for that?
Yes. Well, it's supposed to be for the history of the distillery, and you taste these 3 bourbons. They walk you through the tasting.
What's the eyedropper bottle?
Water. They give you distilled water.
I get that, but when you're already pouring
with
1 ounce, which we do, we've done here.
We've done here,
but we don't pay $45 for that. We pay that for a bottle,
right? So it is what it is. I care, but I don't care. Like it's money gone. Yeah, None of us were happy with it. The 7 of us that went down was like, that was a fucking shit show of bullshit. Like, it was bad. It wasn't good. And even dude wrote a review.
I like Heaven Hill.
I do too.
I like a lot of that.
Evan Williams is amazing. Craig, Elijah Craig, me and him are homeboys.
I went to high school with him.
Yeah, I mean, we went to school together and hung out, and dapped and stuff.
I smoked pot with Elijah Craig.
But it wasn't whatever. It wasn't what you wanted it to be. It was bad. And then on top of that, when you're done with this, and I think it's in one of the... So in the background, you'll see there's a sign there, there's bottles there, and then there's bottles on the far right. Would you fucking zoom in, please? So there's bottles on the far right of that image. Those are all bottles. It's Bernheim, Larceny, and Elijah Craig. They are barrel picks specifically for this.
I really like Bernheim.
I'm not a huge Bernheim fan.
Oh, I like Bernheim. For the price, it's a good weeded bourbon.
And that's the order that they're in on this photo is Bernheim, Larceny, Elijah Craig. I'm not a big Bernheim fan. It's okay.
I like it.
It's all right.
For $30, I think it's good. It is weeded.
It is a weeded, yeah, so which doesn't bother me at all. I like wheats, and so, but the whole experience of doing this was just kind of like.
You taste for $45, you got to taste 3 things that you've had.
Yes,
and could get here at any given time.
On top of that, you have the opportunity to buy one of those. So what you tasted, 1, not 3, 1.
Why would they limit you to 1 for any of those?
That was part of our complaint. That was part of our complaint.
I mean, I can go to any liquor store in Ohio and get 5 bottles of Bernheim and 5 of Larceny. And
keep in mind, these are barrel picks for this experience.
But so they can't be that much better.
They're not. I mean, they're honestly they're not. Like I passed. I'm like I don't.
For $15 for that 1 ounce, I would have been upset because for $30 you can get a bottle of Bernheim, a bottle of Larceny, which you don't like.
I hate Larceny.
Is my Larceny still here? Or is that gone?
No, it's still here. Why would I wouldn't drink that.
I just can't remember.
No, it's still here. If you want to take it with you, you can, or you can just leave it here. I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter.
So wasn't a big fan of this. Did not buy a bottle from this experience.
Which is sad because Heaven Hill does have some really good offerings.
They do. And actually, one guy that was with us on the trip, he's like, "Yeah, I'll take a bottle of the Larceny and Elijah Craig." And she goes, "It's limit 1." And dude's like, "I'm not getting one. You can have mine." And she goes, and he goes, "What's it matter?"
Yeah.
He's like, honestly, he's like,
if there's 7 guys and only 1 guy wants 2 bottles, sell the bottles.
Sell the bottle. Who cares?
Make the money.
Who gives a shit? But it should be, this experience should only be $20.
If that.
It should be $20 and then the opportunity to buy one of the bottles.
That should be $15
all 3 of the bottles.
At best, because you're at a distillery, I guess it's going to be more, but for a 1 ounce pour, you can get cheaper at bars anywhere.
Like I said, everything's a 1 ounce pour down there. You don't get a 2 ounce pour.
Crazy.
Because they use the perfect. You know what a perfect pour is?
Yeah.
That's what they use. Yep. So
I learned that from watching Bar Rescue over the years.
Yeah, we go up to.
But I can't believe that
there's a bar upstairs.
Good looking bar.
It's a good looking bar. It's called Five Brothers Bar and Kitchen. The kitchen part isn't open yet.
So it's Five Brothers Bar.
So it's just Five Brothers Bar, and they have all of the Elijah Craig shit, or all of the Heaven Hill stuff behind the bar.
Good looking back bar.
It's a good looking back bar. You got Tyler and Brett in this photo walking across the bar. So got a different view.
Oh, that dude got a dump truck on him.
This guy ordered a flight of Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bond.
How much did that run him?
I have no idea, but I'm almost certain it was probably close to $275.
Oh, now that's a healthier pour than a 1 ounce.
Yes, yeah. At the bar, they were doing 1 ounce pours.
$275 is not worth that.
And I'm taking a wild guess, like a shot in the dark at that price. There was some shit on there that like a 2 ounce pour or a 1.5 ounce pour of, I think one of the Old Fitzgeralds was like $200. It was ridiculous. And I'm like, fuck that. I want nothing to do with any of this shit.
All that is right there is the hard flex on social media.
Basically, yeah.
That's saying I've got money. I'm in debt.
So for this picture, the guy wasn't sitting at his seat. His girlfriend or wife was sitting next to him, and I just walked up and I just took a picture, and she looked at me, and I'm like, I'm going to pretend that's mine. And I just walked away.
Just so you know, catch me on at Buckhorn Podcast on Instagram, at Martell.
Catch me outside. How about that? So then I took another picture.
It's a great looking bar.
It's a great looking
like
fucking
cool
bar.
Place to chill.
And it was. We did. We sat down and we just hung out because I think Dude and Ron and one of the other, and maybe Josh, because it wasn't Brett, it wasn't myself, and it wasn't Tyler. We were all sitting upstairs in the bar, just bullshitting, and Ron, Dude, and Josh were nowhere to be found. So they were, when you do the You Do Bourbon experience, you bottle your own whiskey. So they charge you $75 to bottle your own shit. Like, you literally take the bottle, go into a room.
That's like you get charged for a self-checkout.
Yeah. You take the bottle, you go into a room, you stick it under the thing, you pour the handle, you fill it up, you cork it, you tax stamp it, whatever, and then you're done.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's cool, and that's part of the experience.
Right. The experience is cool, but...
So they had this old... Like, these are all older bottles.
Right.
That I think you can still pay to drink from.
I will say, those bottles look great.
Yeah, the bottles look fantastic. Like, the display is amazing.
The glass toppers and...
Then we went to Bardstown Burger for lunch. What a great place to go.
I'll say that right there, just in the looks of it, reminds me of Gray's.
Yeah. It's all brick walls. Yep. Like, that's outside. That's the outside patio. But the inside patio is... Or the inside patio. The inside is all brick. And it's a small little restaurant.
That's how Gray's was. That's what I was going to say. That reminds me a lot of...
They sell burgers and chicken sandwiches.
There you go.
That's it.
That's all you need.
And onion rings. I got the onion rings because why not?
That's how Gray's was.
I mean, now, Jason C. from the Mash and Drum... I mean, I at this point, I mean, he ordered a chicken sandwich at a burger joint. Who the fuck does that?
It depends. I mean, we did it great. Well, Gray's was chicken, burgers,
if
bison,
it's a burger, chicken,
elk.
Bison, that's different. This is a burger joint. He got a chicken sandwich.
At least he didn't get chicken tenders.
I gave him so much shit for it. Anyway, so then we move on to Preservation. So that's the glass. That's the glass I have. You have a Bourbon Hunter glass. Preservation is, they do Old St. Nick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. So we go to Preservation. We did the tour, like just a little tour through there, and it's not a huge facility. It's small. So we did the tour, did the thing, tried some 130 proof White Dog.
You don't like moonshine, though.
This isn't moonshine.
Yes,
well, it is technically.
It
is technically.
It's the
You're right.
Same stuff.
But
it's unaged whiskey.
It was sweet.
Yeah.
The way that it should be. Very heavy on a mellow, sweet corn, more than anything else.
Did you get some of that?
Well, I had a little eyedropper that I was sucking out of. They didn't give you like a 2 ounce sample. I'm like, hey, let me hit that nip. And
you're just under the spout crack and everything. Like, sir, you can't do that here.
So they gave us that before it gets barreled, and then they decided they're like, well, if we don't like this, then we just put it through the process again, and we until we can get what we want, and then we did a tasting after that. So this is photos of the distillery as we're walking through all the fermentation barrels and.
Great podcasting, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
For all of you listening, these are great pictures.
So, but they use a pot still, like a copper still, for a lot of their stuff.
That's like a 500-gallon copper still.
And it is. It's a cool process. Like there's the.
Oh yeah, that's one of those. What are those called?
They're vertical stills.
They are, but they have a specific name with all those little sight glasses and crap.
I don't know what they are. I was also during this whole thing listening to and slightly watching the Division III Ohio Championship high school football game because it started at 3:00, and that's where we were at 3:00.
I love how much crap you give me for college football, and then you do that crap.
Well,
Division III Ohio high school football, when you don't even have a kid that plays football.
No, but my daughter was there in the band. And it's high school football is so much better than college football. I don't care.
I acknowledge your opinion on that.
It's everybody. Some people like high school football. Some people like college. I don't find college or NFL to be that exciting. I watch.
I
on
find
occasion.
Talented players exciting versus everybody gets a trophy. But
I will say that our high school, we have some super talented high school players
that will never play at another level.
Maybe.
It's sad.
I don't know. I mean, some of these kids got scholarships coming, and I kind of wish that they would have won because it would have only amplified the scholarship that they would have gotten. I mean, it's sad that they didn't. I
was talking
the
to
Bulldogs
somebody
didn't
else
win.
Where there's like 3 million, kabillion, jillion high school players, and then like 300,000. Actually, I think it's like 100-something thousand Division I college players, and then like 300 of those will make it to the NFL.
Yeah,
like successfully make it. Yeah,
if that.
Insane. So, anyway, so back to
so we did the tour. There's the Preservation Distillery. This is where they start barreling stuff.
That's a cool picture.
And I tried to be artsy fartsy about some shit because I need to get back to my roots. So
your roots are in Crapola, Ohio, USA.
Yeah, but I got
that's not your roots.
I'm artsy fartsy occasionally. So we did.
You came out of your roots to do that.
I did. We had 4 tastings across at Preservation.
Okay.
The last one's water.
I was
cleanse
guessing
the
the full kilogram of water, of clear liquid, was not just...
It could have been vodka. I mean, gin.
Here's a whole thing of unaged whiskey.
Here, fucking drink this.
1 ounce of each pour and 5 ounces of this.
Literally 1 ounce of each pour. The last one was the one that I wanted to buy.
Okay.
Talk about a maple syrup bomb.
Really?
Holy shit.
I like maple syrup.
I know you do. And my thought was, I want to buy this. Randy's going to fucking turn himself inside out if he tries this.
And that's a lot of work.
It would be. It was $160 a bottle, and I did not buy one.
Why?
Because it was $160 for a bottle.
Dude, I would have pitched in $20 on that.
I know you would have. That still leaves me with a $140 tab. So,
but you didn't even hit your 500, much less your 800. You could have got it.
I did not, and I sent a picture to Liz, and she goes, "No."
Be like, listen, you got your pool. I'm getting my whiskey.
Listen, you got your pool, and I didn't get my pool house. I'm going to do what I need to do just to survive. So really good tasting here at Preservation.
Okay. So what was the name of that 160?
It was an Old Saint Nick. So
okay.
Right here, Winter Maple Rye.
Ooh, I bet that was
because that's the photo that I sent.
It was only $159.
That's what I said. 160.
You said 160. It's only 150. I'd have pitched in. Fine, I'd have pitched in $29 on that.
Yeah.
And expected half the bottle.
Yeah. No. Last time we gave a half bottle, it got thrown out.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
So
I still don't let her live that one down.
So really good. They have Preservation. Before
that's a good looking bottle, dude.
It is. So here's a crazy ass story. Preservation still has the original Stitzel Weller recipe.
Oh, nice.
In bottles.
Oh, nice.
At $2,800 for 350 milliliter bottles.
I would definitely never buy that.
Right. But it's the original, it's what everybody, it's actually what the bourbon enthusiast is looking for.
I might buy that just to flip it for $10,000.
I don't know that you would.
I think I would.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know because everybody knows that it's a $2,800 bottle. That comes
everybody knows Blanton's is $60 and they pay $400.
Well, yeah, I have a bottle of Blanton's for $450 for sale.
Exactly my point.
Pappy. Just in case anybody wants to buy it.
Everybody knows what Pappy is, MSRP, but
so then
those look like some sloppy tacos.
Those are birria tacos. Birria tacos are basically it should be goat meat. But people have modified. Why don't you stand up?
I might.
Just fucking stand up. You're sitting there with your sciatica.
Yeah, it's really bothering me.
Well, stand up then. So then we left Preservation. We were supposed to go to Lux Row. Lux Row closed at 4. We weren't going to make it, even though dude thought that he could, in 8 minutes. Because it was down the street, but we would never have made it there in time. I'm disappointed that I didn't get Lux Row. Only because I had it later that evening. And after having it that evening, that is on my list of shit to get.
Just normal Lux Row?
Yes, we can't get it here. Lux Row, I don't believe Lux Row shows up on OHLQ's website.
I've seen Lux Row, but I can't remember if it was here on vacation. It may not be here, but I know I've seen Lux Row before.
Oh. I'm checking real quick. But anyway, so we went back to, we finally went to our Airbnb after this because we hadn't been to our Airbnb yet. So it's like 4:00 in the afternoon. We go back to our Airbnb. It's in the ghetto.
Of course.
So
I'm almost convinced that hotels are just the way to go anymore.
Lux Row is not available in Ohio at all.
Okay, so I must have seen it out of state then. I bet it was last year when I was on my way back and found one of those gift baskets.
Maybe.
That had like 2 things I wanted, but 4 I didn't.
4 you didn't?
Yeah.
Well, I will say if you come across the Lux Row, just go ahead and buy a bottle of it. So we get back to our Airbnb. Now, the Airbnb itself was nice.
But it was just in the hood.
It was just kind of in the hood.
Yeah.
And we did walk everywhere we wanted to go that evening. But it was just kind of in the hood. So we go to a Agave and Rye, which is a Mexican
tequila
joint. It was good. My tacos were really good. I wish I would have had 4 and not 3.
Should have ordered 4.
Well, they came in sets of 3.
Should have ordered 6 and had 2 left over.
I should have. So we did that. And then the bar, we all sat at the bar. So there were 7 of us sitting at the bar in a row. Because they couldn't get us a table until one cleared up, and we weren't going to wait.
Yeah.
We were fucking hungry at that point.
I've been there each walking like, yeah, I'll just sit at the bar right now versus waiting 45 minutes.
We'll just sit at the bar. It's fine. But the bartender did my biggest pet peeve of any restaurant, and can you take a guess what that is?
Stuck his finger up his butt and stirred your drink with it.
No, give me a real answer.
Biggest pet peeve at any restaurant.
Biggest pet peeve of any restaurant. Doesn't have to be the bar. Any restaurant. You get a server, they show up at your table. My biggest pet peeve. Just take a guess.
They never come back.
No. They never write anything down. They think that they can do memory.
That doesn't bother me because I've had a lot that can memorize things.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck how well you think your memory is. You will forget something. You got 7 people at a bar and everybody's ordering at least 3 things each.
Yeah, but a good bartender should be able to handle that.
No.
I know several that did on the regular.
Write shit down. I don't give it. It is not a weakness.
That's your biggest pet peeve?
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't give a shit if someone doesn't come back because I will just ask another server to get me something. That's not above me. No, my biggest pet peeve is not writing shit down because inevitably something will get forgotten, and usually it's mine. In this case, it was not. Yeah, in this case, it was not mine. So it was actually Brett's. So he ordered whatever he ordered, a fucking pizza taco and something else, and the pizza taco. Hold on, the pizza taco comes up several times. So I ordered the burrito tacos, which are supposed to be shredded goat meat because I watched the Taco Chronicles on Netflix. So I know all about what tacos should and shouldn't be.
Okay.
But burrito tacos.
Chef.
Hold on, who almost went to culinary school? That's right.
Almost. Yeah, I almost joined the military too.
I almost joined the military.
Thank me for my service.
You can thank me for my service and all the whiskey you get to drink.
I thank you for the whiskey. You didn't serve though. Not in the military.
I just served you whiskey.
That you did.
Anyway, so it's one of my. It's just one of those things that sticks with me as a pet peeve because I've been to several restaurants where you have more than 7 people, and they try to memorize the whole fucking order, and they inevitably always forget something. Well, they forgot Brett's entire order.
Okay, I mean, I get that.
So, and my response was I'm like, could you just write shit down? Like, just, take 3, go put them in the computer. Take 3, go put them in the computer. Like, you don't have to. I'm not impressed by you walking down.
I like the restaurants now that just have the handout tablets. So as you're ordering, they're punching it in. You just
punch it in,
and the ticket just goes to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Like I have no issues with someone writing shit down is not a weakness. I'm not impressed by.
No, I don't think it's a weakness.
By memory. So anyway, we eat. We go back to our Airbnb, and we're gonna watch the football game. I think it was Friday night, the Michigan football game, or was that Saturday night?
Michigan versus Purdue.
I think
Saturday.
So. That was Saturday. So what did we watched the football game Friday night?
Friday was.
Give it to me.
Shoot, I watched it too. I was on vacation.
Whatever it was, we watched it.
It was one of the.
It's historical, so you can
USC and UCLA.
Yes. Okay. So we watched that game while we were recording, and so this is the first time that I've done the Bourbon Blitz with Dude and Brett and Tyler. Usually it's just them and Jeff. And Jeff is at my gym, he's the Olympic lifting coach at TFA. But that's where I know him from, but he's also a big bourbon guy.
At our gym.
You don't go there.
No, I don't.
You haven't stepped foot in there in about 6 years.
No, I was there a couple years ago for one
Actually,
of the parties.
I take it back. You were there within at least the past 4 years because we recorded a show there.
True. That is true. Gym day.
So... But he is the Olympic lifting coach. He didn't go with us because he had a wedding that he was in, which, whatever. I mean, what's more important? Your buddy getting married for, the first time out of 3 times, or
I'll just skip that.
Going to a Bourbon Blitz.
I'm over weddings.
Anyway.
Go to the courthouse, I'll send you a card.
His buddy was getting married, so they had a big wedding they had to go to, so he couldn't come. So we did the bottle kill episode, which is just a standard as part of, they'll record a show and they do a bottle kill episode. And usually it's like 1 or 2 bottles. We did 3 bottles. So we started with Bookers. And the Bookers that we did, Jason got pretty excited about. He was just like, oh my God, this woman, whoever did the pick, I think I'm almost certain it was a woman. This woman has like a very specific palate.
Amelia Earhart.
No. She's dead.
We think she's dead.
Well, I think at this point she might be dead.
Amelia Bedelia.
But
she'll never die.
So we drank that bottle, and that was a really good bottle. Like I'm actually going to start trying to keep an eye out for Bookers now. I remember a couple years ago, my brother-in-law and I were in Steubenville while we were at my grandmother's in Toronto. Ran out to Steubenville to the liquor store and bought a bottle of Bookers. It was just on the shelf. You can't find that shit on the shelf anymore.
No.
But it was on the shelf. Grabbed it. And that's what we drank for Thanksgiving the one year. 2017, I think. So it was really good. So we drank that. And then we opened up a bottle of Lux Row. That's why if you see a bottle of Lux Row, just buy it. Don't just take my word for it. I drank a quarter of the fucking bottle. Just buy it.
Was Lux Row good or was Lux Row better because you'd already been
it was
in the Bookers?
It was good. It was real good.
I don't know if I trust your
judgment. It was super smooth. It was creamy. It was sweet.
Oh, I like it sweet and creamy.
It was fucking amazing.
So we need to get some of that.
So we need to get some Lux Row. So I'm disappointed we didn't make it to Lux Row. I'll get some other time. I know I'm going back down in November next year. Because my sister is planning my brother-in-law's birthday, and she wants to do it on the Bourbon Trail because Jose really wants to go. So I'm like, shit, that's 3 hours away. I'm in.
Yeah, and he's retired, and
he's retired. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
fucking loser.
Yeah.
So, and I know he doesn't listen to the show, so I'm not giving away anything, because he thinks podcasting is ridiculous, and it is.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree with him. So there's myself, Dude, Brett, and Ron.
Oh my God, there's no coffee table.
No,
there's a cooler.
This Airbnb had nothing. The cooler is Dude's. That's where all of our water and Gatorade was. I figured it was
one of your guys. It looks.
So and that's my microphone. I had to take a microphone because.
Yeah, heaven forbid you show up to podcast and somebody go, "Oops, I don't have enough microphones."
It wasn't that. Dude only has the headset microphones.
Right.
There's 7 of us. We didn't want to keep swapping around. So
remember we did that restaurant one with Bourbon Hunters, and he was like, "I don't have a mic for you," so he just leaned over and him and I basically made out.
Yeah, made out. So I brought my mic. I took the recorder. We never ended up using my recorder, but I took a mic. I took the articulating arm, and there's a guy actually sitting behind me. Then him and I were sharing the mic back and forth.
Oh, geez.
So I just swung it over so that he could talk into it, or at least it would pick him up. And so we did that. And then everybody else had headsets on. So I was like, all right, cool. So we recorded
I'm actually glad I didn't go with y'all.
3 fucking hours.
Well, I saw there's parts 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, parts 1, 2, and 3.
I'm glad I wasn't part of this trip.
Worse.
Because you all look super sexy and fit, and that's not my vibe. I would have dragged the group down.
Yeah, we would have definitely went from a 10 to a 2.
Oh, easy.
Maybe
Easy.
a 1.
We probably would only made like 2, maybe 3 distilleries.
Well, so what's funny is
I don't like steps, and there's steps in that Airbnb.
There are steps in that Airbnb. I'm gonna jump back here to a Buffalo Trace photo that I posted, and it's for Brett. So this photo, I posted this photo.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Jimmy comments on this photo.
Yeah,
is that Jason C from the Mash and Drum? And I'm like,
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then never heard a word from him after that.
Okay.
Like, he just didn't say a thing.
I didn't either.
Well, no, but he commented and said, is that Jason C from the Mash and Drum? And I said, maybe. And I expected him to respond.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. Well, then him and I were texting at some point. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I roll. He went with us. Like, when I go to Kentucky, I roll deep.
I mean, no disrespect, because the guy's got a great following, and the guy's got an amazing.
But
let's not say like.
In my opinion, Jason is second to Fred Minnick. Like, Fred Minnick is like the top guy with like however many he has. We'll just go with YouTube subscribers, and then there's Jason.
That's impressive.
I mean, there may be another guy that's like right there with Jason, but it's like Fred and Jason.
That's like saying when it comes to podcasters, there's Joe Rogan.
And then
like Bourbon Hunters.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot in between.
There's a lot of, well,
no, I've got nothing against Jason. I love Mash and Drum.
I'm saying as far as whiskey
that could
specific.
He's got a very good show.
His Blundageddon shit that he's doing right now is fucking great.
I've loved everything he's ever put out.
Every Wednesday night he does a live show.
I'll put it to you this way. I know I've listened to way more Mash and Drum than I have Bourbon Hunters, and I've known the Bourbon Hunters a lot.
Well, I listened to both. I listened to both. So there's the Lux Row bottle. That was the second bottle we killed.
I do want to listen to the...
I'll listen to it. It's such a mess.
Just because
I mean, I'm on it, so listen to it for that.
If I was on it with you guys when we did Bottle Kill...
I wouldn't have listened.
How?
I may not even shown up for it. I may have just went
to
bed.
Is Tyler replacing me in your heart now?
Maybe.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
He didn't do a whole lot of talking on the show either.
He never does.
Well, no, he's always looking at his phone.
Tyler's always on his phone and drinking. That's all he does.
But either way. So, but there was also 7 of us. I didn't talk for the first 45 minutes for the most part.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of people.
Of the show. That's way too many people to have on a show.
Yeah.
Give everybody a goddamn microphone, and you've got 2 people, maybe 3 people talking continuously throughout the thing.
Yeah, and everybody else was just drinking.
It was basically Dude, Brett, and Jason talking. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, never mind. And at one point, I was impersonating COVID Karen from the Heaven Hill experience. It was either COVID, so her name was Grace. We called her COVID Karen or Gonorrhea Grace. But because my arm, I can't, I'm still dealing with, I can't lift my arm up, and I had to cough. But I was also impersonating her, and I coughed over the microphone.
Oh, geez.
Like, super loud, and damn near made everybody deaf.
Awesome.
And I told Dude, I'm like, yeah, you might want to, like, even on Instagram today, he said, like, part 1's ready. I'm like, you might want to mute or volume down that cough. He's like, it's too late. So be prepared. You may have to replace your speakers in your car if you listen to the Bourbon Hunters. And I'm on all 3 episodes that are coming up.
Let me ask you this. Was there ever a time on that whole trip where you thought, man, it'd be fun if Randy was here? Tell me honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, that warms my heart. I thought about you on vacation.
But I'm going to be honest, it would have been a tight fit in that van.
Oh, I'm sure. With 7 guys in gear?
7 guys. Well, it would have been 8 guys in gear if you had gone. And
if I went, we'd have had to get a 15-passenger with the handicap ramp.
Just put Randy in the trailer. We'll get a U-Haul trailer.
Get a roof rack and strap me down.
But no, I mean, and...
No, I did. Honestly, we were driving back Saturday, and we go through Kentucky, and I was like, I wonder how far I am from Martell right now.
It was...
I almost was about to text, like, dude, and be like, "Hey, where you guys at?" and just not tell you, and just
Show
drop
up.
in, just show up. You'd be like, "What the?"
So that would have been funny as hell if you'd done that.
Had we not been so exhausted, I had 2 exhausted kids after a week full of running around because we tried to do more outdoor
Fucking
stuff.
kids ruin everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
I said that in front of Harley the other day, and she goes, "No, we don't."
You are wrong, ma'am.
And I'm like, I said, "Yeah, I kind of don't get to do everything I want to do." And she goes, "Daddy." I'm like, "All right, not everything,
but
just 99% of
You'll
everything."
understand someday.
So we had to. So we finished off the bottle of Lux Row.
Yep.
We're still recording. Well, we finished off this
So
bottle.
you did the Bookers, the Lux Row, still recording.
Still recording. One of the guys who's there, and these 2 were brought. We didn't buy these down here. They were brought down from specifically for this. So one of the guys, Josh, is basically like, "We're not drunk enough," and he goes and grabs a bottle of Blanton's that he just purchased.
Oh, geez. So did he purchase it down there?
Yeah, he purchased it while we were down there
Okay.
at Buffalo Trace.
Trace, yep.
And he's like, and dude, in his infinite wisdom, I think it was dude, was like, everybody has to take a chug straight out of the bottle. Which leads to this.
Oh, geez.
If it'll come up.
You already look pretty good there.
So
before you poured that in your mouth, you look pretty good.
Yeah. So
You're not 7 sheets to the wind, but you're about 3.5.
I'm about 2 3/4 at this point because I haven't had a whole lot of. I didn't drink a whole lot of the Bookers, and I think I had maybe 6 ounces total of the Lux Row.
Okay.
Now I get the Blantons. I take just a quick shot straight to the face out of the bottle, and then I pour. I've got a Kenzie dram. I pour to about 3/4 up the bubble of the bulb of the glass.
So you're about 1.5 ounces.
Maybe a little more than 1.5 ounces.
Maybe you're between there and 2. We'll say 1 3/4 ounces.
Yeah. Now I've probably had at this point in total
the whole day.
No, not the whole day.
Oh, okay.
During the recording, I have probably had a total of 7 ounces.
Okay.
Okay, not a lot.
No, not over that period of time.
More than most people. And there's 7 of us, so we're all just drinking and having a good time. Like I'm not pouring crazy pours. I'm trying to keep it to about 3/4 up.
Trying to keep your wits about you, but still get.
I'm trying to keep it up the bubble. I don't know that I got a photo of this, but I may be able to find something in the background. So we got Jason.
Jeez.
Jason has made it known, and I love this guy. Like I met him while we were down there, and I love the guy. He doesn't like he doesn't mind Blanton's, but he thinks like we do. Blanton's is okay. It's way the fuck overhyped. Everything from Buffalo Trace, like it's all marketing. It's way overhyped.
Great marketing.
It's good.
They're like
great
Kiss.
marketing. Yeah.
Great marketing. Average music.
Average music. So, but I took these photos, and you're the only one seeing these photos. Like
Okay.
these will never hit the light of day.
Okay.
So you've got Jason. You've got him.
He
is like you.
He's having a good time.
He's like, you son of a bitch.
That
Blurry. I'm laughing, so it's like the phone falls down. And,
that's a good one.
And this video is playing. So you're seeing the video. I'm not seeing the video.
Okay.
On my machine. So you're seeing the video of him taking a drink from the bottle, which he's like, you son of a bitch. If this ever gets out, like,
Right.
I'll kill you. And then he's just like, depression.
He looks like he's about to fall asleep.
So we did, and I think it's another video of him taking a drink from the bottle. But
that was a couple swigs.
It was like by this point we're all pretty much done.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling good. I'm great. We finished recording, and like I said, I think we went 3 or 4 hours. Like it was just continuous.
Yeah.
Ron had ordered $160 worth of Hooters wings.
Oh, jeez.
So we're eating wings. We ate them all. There wasn't a wing left over.
I've got a story like that myself.
And it was great. Like it was just like, holy shit. All right, cool. And so I'm like, all right, I'm fine. Like I took a melatonin. I went to bed, put my sling on, went to bed, laying up there. About 1:20 in the morning, I think is when I heard the I'm just like, oh, who's that? So the room that I was in, my head is up against the bathroom wall. And I just hear and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go check on him. I'm feeling fine. I open the door. It's dude, and he elbows the door. He's like, nope. And he just elbows the door shut. The smell that came out of the fucking bathroom hit me in my fucking nose.
Make you sick?
And I was just like, I'm going to throw up. I don't throw up. This shit doesn't bother me. I'm gonna fucking throw up. I'm standing in this hallway upstairs. I run downstairs, unlock the fucking front door, run out on the front porch, and throw up over the fucking railing of the front porch. Everything that I had consumed prior to this,
you guys are too old for that crap.
Is gone. Why? Like I said, I felt fine. I wasn't hungover. I wasn't sick. I didn't feel nauseous until
dude probably puked. He probably redecorated that bathroom.
So, dude, and this is what isn't on his show. He threw up in his bedroom on a sweatshirt, threw up down the hallway, into the bathroom, threw up in the bathroom. And when I went to check on him, he had just got done throwing up and was cleaning up the mess.
So he didn't want you to see the mess.
He didn't want me to see the mess.
Did he realize it was all down the hall? And
yeah, like he apparently like all that. I didn't even know that it was down the hall. So, but he cleaned all that up. But just the smell of everything from that evening mixed together, I fucking threw up. And I didn't just and typically like if I'm sick, so apparently I have two different ways of throwing up. If I'm sick, I'm loud. I'm like, ugh, ugh. This I just walked outside. I was like, blah, blah, blah. I threw up 3 times. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I walked back inside. I closed the door. Apparently I forgot to lock it, so we were all vulnerable. And I just like, fuck him. He's fine. I went back to bed. Woke up the next day. Like I got up at 7 o'clock and I went to get a shower. The goddamn showers weren't your normal showers. You've got a tub, you've got a shower head, you've got a single nozzle. But usually you have like a little push pin or you pull out on the handle or something activates the shower head.
Right.
There's a sign on the wall that says pull on the disc. So I'm like looking for a disc. Like I'm pulling on the fucking surround around the like the hot and cold. I'm looking for a disc. I'm like, what the fuck is like I'm looking like I'm pulling up and down on the plunger for the like I close the plunger on the tub. I pull up on it really hard. At this point, like the water's been running for 5 minutes. It's nice and warm. I'm naked. I'm in the tub on my fucking knees. I can't get the shower to work, so I just start taking a horse bath. Like I'm just splashing my armpits, splash my face. Like clean my dick and junk and everything in the asshole and just like I'm like
back up under the faucet. Just
I'm like
let it run.
Basically, I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with the shower? So I turn everything off. I dry off. I put my clothes back on. I go downstairs with my towel to the other bathroom, and I go in there and I'm like, what the fuck? And while Brett was sleeping on the couch, he's awake. He's on his phone. It's 6 something in the morning. He gets up early. So do I. He's like, what's up? I'm like, fucking shower's broke. I said, both of them. He's like, broke? I'm like, none of that shit works. He walks in, he looks at it, he goes, oh, I've seen one of these. There's a disc under the faucet. The head of the faucet. Yeah. You have to pull down on that disc. Yep. And I'm like, I have never fucking seen that in my life. He's yeah. I've seen it before. He goes, I'm like, oh, well, fuck it, I'm going back upstairs. So I go upstairs and get a shower.
I was wondering if that's what you meant.
Yeah. The disc is under the faucet.
Yeah, they need the bath faucet, you pull down on the little, it's like a nozzle, really.
Kind of.
Yeah, you pull down on the. They
need to amend their goddamn signs. They need to say pull on the disc in the faucet or in the spigot head.
As somebody who's repaired so many bathtubs and showers over my lifetime due to my career, I can just picture you trying to do all that butt ass naked in the shower, soaping up.
Like, well, I wasn't even soaping up. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just getting like water. That's it.
I'm just gonna rinse.
I'm just rinsing.
Just rinsing the funk.
That's it. That's all I'm doing. And so anyway, I go back upstairs, get a shower, come down. Brett goes in, he gets a shower. Him and I have like a cup of coffee, and it's just him and I for like an hour. And then dude comes down at 8 o'clock, and he's like, "What's up? Like you look like hell." He's like, "Yeah, I kind of feel like hell." And Brett's like, "Well, we're gonna go grab some breakfast somewhere, and anybody that wants to join us after the fact can, we'll just hang out." And dude's like, "I'm gonna go back to bed." And he went back to bed. Well, we had drilled him. We're like, do you remember kicking the water bottle across the floor? He's like, no. We tried to give him water. He's like, fuck that. And then he just punts the goddamn water bottle across the house. He fell, like he was going upstairs and he fell into the corner.
I retract my previous statement. I wish I did go on this trip.
It was a good time.
Just to see dude that
So
way.
he falls, and he remembers falling into the corner of the house, but he yelled at the corner.
Right. You got to.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
He gets upstairs, and that's when he ended up getting sick like 20, 30 minutes later.
Oh, geez. That's funny. Sorry you can't hold your liquor, dude.
Jason comes up, and he's like, what's up, guys? We're like, well, we're going to go grab some breakfast. He's like, let me get a quick shower, whatever. Cool. Ron comes up, because Ron and Jason were in the basement rooms. Ron comes up. He's like, oh, you guys getting breakfast? Yeah, let me grab a quick shower. So they, the four of us, they get showers. Together. Yeah, they get showers. Dude is back in bed. Josh comes out. He looks like he got hit by a goddamn train, not even a Mack truck. He looks like he got hit by a train. He opened the bottle of Blanton's and then went to bed. Like, he didn't drink any of the Blanton's. Like, he just was like, I'm out. And he just like, that was it. He was gone. Yeah, Dude was pouring with the Lux Row and the Blantons. A Kenzie Dram is not a huge class, but he was doing almost to the top of the glass. He drank easily a little more than a quarter of that bottle of Blanton's himself.
Wow.
It was absurd, but it was such a good time.
That's
so then
funny.
we go off to a place called I think it was Proof on Main. It was they had a cafe on one side, but they had a restaurant. We walk in, and it's Brett, myself, Jason, and Ron. And we walk in, and she's like, I don't have a table for 7 people. You can go sit in the cafe. She's like, real pretentious bitch. We're like, that's fine. Like, we don't care. Woman comes over, and she's like, hey, how you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the cafe, or Proof on Main, or whatever the fuck it was. And we're like, cool. She's like, what can I get you to drink? I'm like, I'll have a coffee and a water. Brett's like, I'll do a coffee. Jason gets a coffee. Or Jason gets like something with like bourbon cream in it. And that's what Ron gets, something with bourbon cream in it. Or Tyler gets something with bourbon cream in it. So we're there, and she goes, all right, can I take an order? I'm like, yeah, get a pencil and paper. Because she come over to do that exact thing. There's 5 of us sitting there, and I'm like, get a pencil and paper. She's like, pencil? I'm like, just get a pencil and paper. I said, it's my biggest pet peeve. Just write this shit down. Look like you're writing this shit down. I don't care. Just
draw stick figures.
I don't care. So then she comes back. She starts writing. 3 of us got the same fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. We'll all do a Barnyard Buster.
I want we did. It was like a burnt ends hash.
Oh, that sounds good.
What do you think that is?
I would say brisket burnt ends.
Okay.
And hash browns like you get from Waffle House, where they're all scrambled. And
okay.
That would be my guess.
What would be the ingredients that would be in this burnt ends hash? I mean, obviously you got burnt ends,
tomato or potato,
potato. I mean,
potato, tomato, same thing.
Yeah.
They're both fruit. And then whatever, peppers, onions.
Okay.
Kind of omelet style, but not omelet.
Not the case in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So it's burnt ends on top of a bed of beans with a couple fingerlings, potato fingerlings, and 2 eggs over easy. It's not a hash.
No, that's a whole.
It was a British breakfast. It was British breakfast bake-off. I mean, it was good.
It sounds good.
It was really,
which makes me think not British, but
it was really good. Well, the beans for breakfast is the British part.
Yeah, that is.
So did all that. We had gone to Michter's prior to that in the morning, and they didn't have anything. And Tyler asked, and she's like, "We're not putting out anything today." And Tyler, we get outside, and he's like, "That's bullshit." He goes, "I know when we were here last year, they said they put out shit sporadically throughout the day on Saturdays." He goes, "We're coming back." So we went over to Louisville Slugger, hung out, did breakfast, whatever. Come back to Michter's, and I'll be goddamned if they didn't put out a barrel strength rye and bourbon combo pack.
Huh.
But they weren't putting anything out.
Yeah.
So we did in all of that, we did the dude showed up at the cafe. He Ubered down. And after he got up at 10 o'clock and he ordered.
It sounds like I would have done what dude done without the puking. I just sleep in.
Probably. I mean, he ordered the burn end hash browns.
I'll have what they're having
as well. And
write it down.
We actually had octopus for breakfast too, because Tyler ordered octopus.
Of course he did.
It was good. It was good. But we did the Evan Williams Speakeasy experience.
Yeah.
$25.
Not
Now
bad.
this is all prepaid. Like this was all part of the singular price that we all paid dude. So it wasn't like we paid when we got there.
Twist. Each one costs like $5 and dude just made bank.
No. Because you can verify that. But
How much longer were we recording?
I don't know.
I was just thinking old fashions.
I mean I can pause it and we can make some.
Whip some up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
We'll pause and then we'll come back. All right. So the Evan Williams Speakeasy tour
Yes.
was $25.
That seems like a good price.
Excellent price.
Okay.
5 tastings
Okay.
throughout the whole thing. They're 1 ounce tastings, but 5 tastings either way throughout the whole thing. You go down into the basement of the Evan Williams bottle shop,
Kinky.
and there's a safe on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Fake door.
I've seen that.
Because it's a speakeasy.
Yep.
Knock on the door, and the woman asked for a volunteer.
You got to put your penis in the hole.
She goes, I need a volunteer. And everybody. So there was another group there with us because they take like 12 people in. There was another group there, and then there was the 7 of us. Everybody from our group literally takes a step backwards.
Like we're out.
And points to Jason C. from the Mash and Drum. And he's like, you motherfuckers.
That's funny.
And he walks up, and he's from New York. And occasionally his New York accent comes out, and he's just like, she goes, the password is, I'm a friend of Lou's. And he goes up to the door, and the guy answers, and he's like, it's the password. He's like, Lou, I'm a friend of Lou's. He's like, you're a friend of Lou's? Yeah, I'm a friend of Lou's. And he like turns around and walks away. So we go in, and the guy is dressed in like your 30s, 40s soda jerk garb. Doesn't call himself a bartender. Speaks the language, like that terminology and everything they used. So we're going through the whole thing, and it's the 6 of us right now. Because Josh slept till fucking noon.
That would be me.
And we're texting him and like, hey, we're here, whatever, we're gonna do this thing. We're going in now. Where you at? Because the whole time we're waiting, he's in a lift to get to the bottle shop.
Yeah.
He gets into a fucking accident. The Lyft driver pulls out in front of somebody and gets rear-ended. Well, he, at the same time, had ordered Chinese chicken to pick up. So he's got Chinese chicken. He gets into an accident. He's like, fuck this. And he walks the last 3 blocks to get to the place. The guy's like, you can't leave. He's like, fuck it, I don't get. He was like, I got places to be. I ain't got time to deal with your bullshit.
Right.
You shouldn't have pulled out in front of him. Fucking him out. So he gets out and he walks.
Tell me I can't leave from your accident.
Yeah. So he shows up late, and he sticks his takeout under the bar. And the guy's in he's in the middle of a spiel about prohibition. He's like, in prohibition, he goes, I smell fried chicken. Just broke character. He's like, no, like seriously, I smell like fried chicken. I smell fried chicken. And everybody's like, is this part of it? And then we realized that it was fucking Josh's Chinese chicken that was under the bar.
Chickadee China, Chinese chicken.
He does the whole thing, like gets into the rot gut.
Prohibition.
Yeah, gets into the rot gut, gets into
bathtub gin and
but like just how
whatever.
Yeah, just the whole thing, everything about it. And then we did like a bonus pour at the end, so we got 6 in total, worth every bit of $45 that we paid $25 for.
Nice.
I would have easily swapped the price for the 2 of those.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Without a question, I would have swapped them. So we went to Michter's. There's us at breakfast. The 5 of us. I'm taking the photo that no one else can see but you. Louisville Slugger Factory, just being artsy fartsy about shit. Michter's Distillery, the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience bottle shop outside. And there's a huge...
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's hard to see, but I'll point it out to you now because I didn't notice it before. There's a glass down here in the lower right-hand side.
There's a bottle
upstairs.
upstairs.
There's a bottle upstairs.
Yeah, I see it.
So it's a gigantic fountain.
Nice. That's flowing the whole time?
That's flowing the whole time.
That's awesome.
It's just water,
well,
obviously.
Yeah.
But whatever video is playing is playing.
As we simultaneously take a sip of...
Not bad.
What'd you make this with?
Nulu.
Oh, okay. So you took the Nulu.
I took the Nulu.
We've got the zest.
I did it just like I would do any of my other old fashions.
And then the whiskey cherry.
and then the 2 whiskey cherries in each one.
I like
with
it.
some whiskey juice, with some of that cherry juice.
Well, I noticed there's a red hue to it when you brought it up.
Yeah, so this is the inside of the speakeasy experience.
That's pretty cool.
So it's an old-timey bar.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's
not
like
a lot of flair.
No. So there's all of us sitting there other than Josh. There's
there you go. Yeah.
Homeboy like dressed and going through the whole thing. He's actually a character actor.
Do I smell fried chicken?
Do I smell fried chicken? He's actually a character and voice actor. That's what he went to school for.
That's pretty cool.
So, and he landed here, which is amazing because he just sits and drinks with everybody all day and gives you the tasting notes, goes through everything of the modern day bottle. Like he'll hold up a bottle and be like, and we got this little bottle right here. And this little bottle is, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. And I'm getting a phone call apparently.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble.
Decline.
Put them on the air.
No, I don't even have the thing, the Bluetooth plugged in. So I ended up picking up a bottle of barrel proof. That's for my brother-in-law.
Nice.
Because he likes high proof stuff. And I was trying to find something higher proof than that. And I didn't know if he had this or not. Apparently he has. Found out later on. My sister coming in the clutch a day late. Oh, he has a bottle of that sitting at home. I'm like, well, he's got another fucking bottle.
Guess what?
She goes, he hasn't had the toasted barrel. I'm like, you're 24 hours late at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going back to that store to get another bottle. We went to Peerless. Peerless is good. Peerless is expensive, though. Like, I bought a bottle of Peerless. I think it cost me $100, and I don't think they have anything cheaper than that for the most part.
Yeah.
And that was MSRP. That wasn't secondary pricing. So we did a tasting there. And they're cool. They have the same type of vertical stills in their place, couple displayed out in cage. Everything's in like metal and cages and very industrial. But they give you 1 glass for 5 tastings. So you have to rinse the glass out each time, or not. I mean,
you get to keep the glass?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. At least you got that.
Yeah, they did let you keep the glass. So we went through and did like their double oak. So their double barrel, they had a mistletoe blend that was really good. It was very piney.
We should make one called Camel Toe Blend.
I would make one called the Moose Knuckle.
Moose Knuckle Deluxe.
That's right. So took some photos there.
I like your scarf.
You like that?
I do.
My Kefka.
Kefka.
So we did a couple things. I did a couple photos for the People Snoz Instagram account, which is Brett.
Oh, man.
Tried to take a photo. We went to a Cuban restaurant after this.
Okay.
Apparently, I was sitting under a red light that I didn't know was so fucking red.
You look like you are sitting under 19 heat lamps right now.
I feel like
that looks like
I feel like I'm calling for a hooker. Like I'm in the red light district at this point.
At the very least, yeah.
I didn't realize, like, when I'm sitting there in person, it wasn't this pronounced. And I took the photo. I'm like, that's really fucking red.
It looks photoshopped.
It does. Here is. Oh no, I don't have the actual photo. So we went to this Cuban restaurant and I got a Cubana with just a basic ham sandwich with cheese and mustard.
I'm so hungry.
It was so good. But the little cup beside it is marinated or pickled onions.
Oh, nice.
That they put on the side for you. I'm like, oh fuck yes.
Yeah.
And then a basket of plantains, plantain chips. Really good. We go across the street to a place called Evergreen Liquor, whatever. It's a liquor store. All the stores in Kentucky are fucking liquor stores in Louisville.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go. It's a liquor store. You can go into a store and you can have a drink. You can sample drinks. So we go to this Evergreens across the street and I'm looking for stuff. Like I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I can get that's not available in Ohio. Not really seeing a whole lot. So I'm just like, fuck it. I was going to pick up a bottle of Cooper's Craft. And I'm like, I can get it in Ohio. Why am I going to spend... Like, I can buy it in Ohio and I don't have to truck it back. I can just get it. And it's the same fucking price. So I didn't end up getting anything. One of the guys there bought a sample of something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he bought a sample of something. And he was sitting at the bar area, just kind of sipping on that, tasting it. Jason is like, well, he decides he's going to get a tasting of the King of Kentucky 18 year. Now that's his unicorn bottle.
Okay.
He had the 14 year, he's had the 15 year. He really likes King of Kentucky. Hadn't had the 18-year. It's $75 for 1 ounce.
Oh.
So it's a $349 bottle MSRP. If I could have found a bottle for $349, there wouldn't have been any question on whether or not I bought this bottle or not. I would not have asked Liz about the bottle. I would have just fucking bought it.
Yeah, I saw a post you made about that. I didn't know it was that much, but I saw a post about...
Well, it gets better than that. So, there's the photo. So it's... And this was on my Instagram. I think I put it on the Buckhorn Instagram as well. Jason, after he took his sip, he did his little... He did it for his show. Did like a whole rundown, tasting, nosing, the finish, like did the whole thing. Everything that he called out on this, mahogany, toasted, like a toasted note on it, very smooth. Everything that he called out in what he gave a rundown on, hit it on the head perfectly. How do I know? Because I tried it. He had the 1 ounce sip. He let anybody who wanted to try it, he let him try it. Dude didn't try it. Brett didn't try it. I did. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, why would you not try it?
Like, if he's offering it, I'm going to try it. Well, dude's reasoning was if he liked it, he would buy a $75 pour of it. He's like, and I don't want to spend $75 to have my own pour for something I know that I like and I'm never going to be able to get again. And I said, fine, whatever. Yeah. Like, whatever your reasoning is, that's cool. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I looked this bottle up on secondary. There were 250 bottles, $275 bottles produced, not dollars, bottles produced. 250 were released to the public. So they kept the other 25 back at the distillery. $11,000 a bottle on secondary.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
So I have had a hummingbird's beak worth of an $11,000 whiskey as far as I'm concerned.
No, that's a nice way to spin it. That's not an $11,000 whiskey.
It is not $11,000 whiskey.
That's stupid.
It is fucking fantastic.
I'm
though.
sure.
It is
don't
so
doubt
good.
That.
Like I've had a couple like higher years, like 12, 15 years. Then in my opinion, the higher in the year you go,
we've talked about this.
The harsher it is.
Yeah, it tends to age itself out.
This is not that. This was velvety smooth. Had a hint of mahogany, tobacco, leather.
There's not an alcohol on this planet worth $11,000 a bottle.
Well, not to us because we're poor as shit.
If I was a multi-millionaire,
so
that's like people that want to buy Lamborghinis and all that. I would not. I want it. There are old cars I want that cost a lot, but there's no way.
That's what I was looking for.
There's no way.
There's the price tag on it.
Nope. Hard pass.
MSRP $349, roughly $10,950.
I'm very happy you got to experience that.
I am.
But if somebody pays $11,000 for that, they're an idiot. I don't care how much money they have.
I was ecstatic. I don't know what this video is.
Some inflatables getting down with it.
Oh, it's a meme. It's Jesus and Mary.
I think it's Joseph and Mary.
Well,
I don't think that's
not
Jesus.
Today. It's Jesus today.
I don't think that's Jesus and his mom.
And then I think that's it. So.
Looks like a good trip.
It was a fantastic trip.
Good.
I would totally do it again if I'm invited.
I invite you.
Or I can invite myself like you claimed I did.
Right.
Be like, why did you invite? You invited yourself on the trip. And I'm like, I didn't invite myself.
No, I think it would have been fun.
It was a public invitation.
I think that would have been fun. It looks like a good time.
But yeah, I would totally do that again. Like I said, I think I'll be back down there in November next year for Jose's birthday because he's really itching. Like he is. They're going to be in Tennessee in January, and he is trying to figure out if they can drive the 6 hours from Tennessee to fucking Louisville and Bardstown to do the Bourbon Trail.
Yeah.
And my sister's like, I'm not driving 6 hours just to go spend a day to drive 6 hours back.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to happen for his birthday. He doesn't listen to the show, so I'm not really concerned about that. But I'll probably be back down there again in November. So I'm looking forward to it. But it won't be it won't be that schedule.
Right.
It'll be probably something a little different. But if I have anything to say about it, we are going to do the Evan Williams Speakeasy.
I was going to say, now you kind of have a better feel of...
I have a better feel for things.
What's worth your time and money.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't mind the blitzing part. Just the rapid fire, hit the distilleries, get what you need to get, and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not doing a tour, why are you going to hang around? Just get in, get what you need at the gift shop, and fucking leave and go to the next place. Like you were saying, originally, like, I couldn't do that. I'm not standing. I will stand in a line to get in, get what I need, and get out. It didn't take an hour for us to get through the entire thing. It took maybe 45 minutes in total. 30 minutes of that was standing in line.
Yeah, but I waddle a lot slower than you guys.
You don't have to worry about waddling if you're only taking one step every 2.5 minutes. It's just like a step.
So you've had a good trip. Next episode, we talk a little bit about Tennessee.
About Tennessee.
Let's get back to the marshmallow. We didn't rank that.
We did not.
I liked it more as I sipped on it as we went on. I kept taking baby sips.
Yeah.
And I think it got more flavorful.
It did. It opened up. The more that it's kind of sat in the very little time that it was in the glass, and the more that it sat, it kind of.
I think that's going to be a good revisit someday.
Yeah. Give me a month or so, and we'll hit it
or
again.
With water, I think water could change that.
I don't know that I tried it with water.
I think a drop of water would accentuate some of those flavors, but I really liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm glad I picked that bottle up. So we'll let that sit, and
I give it a 3 out of 5 donuts.
I'm gonna start with a 2.5 today, but I'll probably end up changing that after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think that's one that's going to get better with age.
Like some of it was a little stringent for me, but all in all, I liked it.
Yeah.
So if you're down in Kentucky and you're going to get the Star Farms barrel pick, go for it. Absolutely go for it.
I liked it. Worth a grab. And this Nulu Old Fashioned you made with the Junction 35 whiskey cherries, which will be on next episode as these are released. I really enjoy it. I think the whiskey cherries are the way to go.
I think the whiskey cherries are the way. Like I've had the what are they, Luxardos?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Like they're more tasty. This is more flavorful.
Yeah, I think the Luxardos.
But they're also $23 for a fucking tiny ass
right
jar.
I don't know what the price is on these. I should have checked. It wasn't that much. But being cherries soaked in aged whiskey versus moonshine is the way to go.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely a much calmer, not as candy sickly sweet. They're sweet, but in a more natural way, I think.
Right.
But you also get some of that oaky and vanilla type taste. So, yeah.
You get those natural flavors that come out of the wood.
Out of all the crazy things they do with all their flavored moonshines, Junction 35 surprised me with their cherries. I wish they had the righteous. Nulu was great. We've got Nulu in here with the Old Fashioned, and the Marshmallow Makers was great.
Yeah,
so.
it was good stuff. The only thing that, there were 2 bottles I didn't open from the trip. One of them is that Russell's private barrel, and the other one is Blanton's. And the Blanton's, if you're looking for a bottle, I got a bottle for sale, $450. It's negotiable down to $400, but and if you're that dumb to pay for it, then hit me up.
These cherries are so good, dude.
They are so good.
I'm eating them out of the Old Fashioned now, and I'm surprised. I love them. I will not buy your $400.
No, I didn't figure you would. But I also have a bottle. I have a bottle of Blanton's that has a 10/31 dump date on it, which is Halloween.
Very spooky. And
we talked about that while we were down there. Like I said, I've got this bottle. It's like 10/31, 17 or 18. I don't remember. I said I haven't opened it. I don't plan on opening it. And one of the guys was like, "You should have Jack Skellington like carved into the jockey, and then on the bottle on the box have like Jack Skellington like drawn onto the box and make it like a Halloween limited edition box." And I did look to see if there were custom Blanton's bottle toppers or just even custom bottle toppers, and I couldn't find anything. But if I could get...
You'd have to find like a good local artist.
Yeah, if I could get like somebody who could carve brass...
And do it well.
For a bottle topper.
Yeah,
I would totally have a Jack Skellington.
Or if you could do an Ichabod Crane.
Or the Headless Horseman.
Riding through with the Headless Horseman riding through the Blanton spinny top.
Yeah, like that would make an amazing bottle topper.
Why, they should have done that. Why are we better at marketing than them?
I mean,
so many reasons.
So many reasons.
So, yep. Glad to hear you guys had a good time. Looked like a good time.
It was a great time.
Glad everybody listening got to see all the pictures we're not going to post.
Well, I posted them all already.
No, not all.
Well,
of them.
not all of them. There were photos that won't see the light of day just because I promised they wouldn't. But
because they were nudes.
Yeah, they're of my feet.
They were dudes nudes.
Dudes nudes.
So thank you for the sponsor of this episode, dudesnudes.com.
I'm going to have to go get Dudes Nudes as an Instagram account so he can't.
He can't do anything about it.
Well, I ended up getting a couple new Instagram accounts.
Again?
Yeah. I have Whiskey Relatable.
Oh, geez.
Which is, if I can do it right, we talked about it, it won't be a Whiskey Relatable show. It'll be me, maybe you, and then somebody else who can afford to buy a minimum $500 bottle of whiskey each time, drinking whiskey.
I love how you say maybe me, and then you say $500 bottle, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
I mean,
whether I could or not, it's whether I'm willing to or not.
I'm not buying the bottle. It has to be the other person that can fund it.
Well, if you say maybe me.
Well, maybe you is because if you bring the person that can fund the bottle.
So I got to bring the person on.
If you don't bring the person on, you don't get to fucking record.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm going to call the show Whiskey Relatable, and it's nowhere near relatable.
Yeah.
The other option is to make it a literal relatable show and just do shit that is available in the stores.
Well, that we could do. That's kind of what we do. I mean,
no, because I don't look for stuff that's available in Ohio mostly.
True.
Most everything I have downstairs is not available in Ohio for the most part. Like the Nula that I just picked up is not going to be available again.
Yeah,
that was a barrel pick.
And
the Virgil Canes, the All Raleighs,
the
two
bitch now.
Right, but it's not available in the store.
True.
You have to order it.
We'll do one called Whiskey Relatable, and it'll just be malt liquor from gas stations.
We just get a King Cobra and fucking knock it out. So speaking of, here's the difference between what I like about the people that we support versus that support us. Virgil Cane does not support us in any way, shape, or form.
No, they've sent us stuff.
They've sent us stuff, yes. Well, they supported you. No. Standing in line at Buffalo Trace, I had made a comment about reaching out to them about the green tea and the cherry infused whiskeys and asking, if there's any chance we can get a sample. They've done it before. They reached out so to be clear, they reached out to us about sending a bottle of the Ribbon Rail Rye. We didn't reach out to them about that bottle.
You said Buffalo Trace. They didn't do the
No, we were standing at Buffalo Trace.
Oh, okay.
Virgil Cane reached out to us when Ribbon Rail Rye was released.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to send you guys a bottle of this. We want you, and we had rave reviews about it. It was fantastic. It was really good stuff.
Yeah, I loved it.
So when they did the green tea and the cherry infused, like they have the ginger infused, I reached out to them. And they flat out told me that they do not send samples. We talked about this on the show already. So we're standing at Buffalo Trace, and I said something. I was bitching about that. And dude goes, well, they're sending me a bottle of Top Notch. I'm like, what the fuck is Top Notch? He's like, it's their next limited edition run. Electric Owl, Ash Cat, Roundhouse, Ribbon Rail. So it's their next.
Just like everything we've tried, it's
the next iteration of their limited run stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know anything about that. I don't expect to. I don't expect them to call me up and go, hey, we got this new bottle coming out. But, however, I did reach out to them again. Hey, I know you said you guys don't send out samples, but Dave, the owner of the company, reached out to us about sending us a bottle of Ribbon Rail Rye for the last limited edition release. What are the chances that we can get a bottle, or not even, I don't even need a bottle. What are the chances we can get a sample of that? I'm not going to call it a bottle. I don't expect a bottle. I have not heard back from them. That has been a week ago. So at this point, they're ignoring us.
Well, we don't have 1,300 followers on Instagram, so.
Well, here's the thing. I'm done with Virgil Cane.
Uh-oh.
Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
I still want my ginger.
You can get your ginger. I don't give a shit. I'll still get the ginger. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get it anymore.
Yeah.
I was going out of my way. I was telling people.
We were traveling out of state, telling people traveling out of state.
I was telling people to go get it.
Yeah, we were telling people to drive 8 hours to go find this stuff.
Well, I'm just telling you, like, if you're going to be in the area, pick it up. Like the only, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit what anybody else says. The only reason that people know about Virgil Cane in Ohio is because of us. I brought it here 4 or 5 years ago. Started talking about it on our show almost immediately.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones we did, especially for out of state, and one that we've pumped up. That's one of the originals.
That is one of the originals. Now, on the flip side, 2-Bitch. I love Lauren.
Yep, absolutely.
I love Joe. They have done everything that they can do to get themselves into Ohio.
And they've stayed in touch with us.
I messaged Lauren all the time, just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? How's the kids? Because she does have kids. They're older. How's the grandkids? How's the bitches doing? Which are her dogs. Just to be clear.
Thanks for clarifying.
But Corey, he's been on the show. He's an active listener. He's active with everything else that we do. He had made a very vague post on Facebook last night about making a purchase on 11/17, and now it being 12/10, not getting his purchase from Nevada. And I said, and I just sent him a message. I'm like, hey, is this the 2-Bitch thing? He's like, yep. Cool. I sent a message to Lauren. I said, hey, a friend of mine ordered a bottle. Here's the deal. She's like, I'm on it. Immediately, she sent a message to the distributor and shipper and to Corey to wanting to know where this bottle was.
Good.
On my side, because it's the kind of guy I am, I'm like, so she goes, well, we have to use a distributor and a third-party shipper. It's a fucking racket. I'm paraphrasing with fucking. She's like, it's a racket, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I said, I met a guy over the weekend. He does this, he does these types of things. Let me find out who he uses for shipping because he can ship to all 48 states. And I don't think he has any issues with it. Got the information from him, sent it on to her. So there's a chance that she could change who she's using based on me giving her the information, to help her, to make sure that we continue to get 2-Bitch. I've never been disappointed with 2-Bitch Bourbon. I've never been disappointed with Lauren. I might be out there in March for work. My first text message will be to Lauren. My second will be to Liz to let her know that I landed.
Sorry, Liz. There's another gal.
I mean, what's more important? Liz knows that I landed. She can check she can check on and see where my phone is.
Yeah.
Lauren doesn't know that I landed.
Surprised she's not on your Find My iPhone.
I mean, we can make that shit happen.
2-Bitch has been great.
2-Bitch has been great. They have been the only distillery that we have propped up on a pedestal, and they rightfully deserve it, that has been responsive to everything that I've ever asked them.
And they haven't changed.
Yeah. Catoctin Creek, they sent us a bottle. We asked, for samples.
We've even offered to pay.
And pay for the samples, and they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't forget where you fucking came from. Like,
I think when people grow, they hire other people. As people hired in, I think things change, but
things can change. That's fine. Like, I'm not opposed to change, but when I say something along the lines of, don't forget that Dave, the owner, the guy who is running the whole fucking job over there at Virgil Cane, reached out to us to send us a bottle, and I asked, hey, is there any chance I can get a sample? I don't want a whole goddamn bottle. Just send me a fucking sample. Like a 4-ounce sample. It's all we need.
Yeah.
I don't expect a bottle from anybody.
No, it's not about you owe this to us.
I want to try it on the show. I want to tell you about what the product is, and I want to put it out for the people.
We want to promote it.
I want to promote your shit.
Yeah.
And you come back and either say, we don't do that anymore, or completely ghost me. Eat shit. Seriously, eat fucking shit.
Nom, nom, nom. I just realized your 3D printed buckhorn coaster's up here.
Yeah, if you want to take one or none
like,
of them home with you, that's fine.
Take none at all.
I mean, Corey made them for you too, so.
He made them for us.
But
and pretty much anything of us is you. So it's your house, your studio, your equipment, your whiskey.
It's my whiskey. I mean, you just show up and think you're the talent.
I'm just
here. here to interrupt.
You're Tom Segura and I'm Bert Kreischer. I come in and just talk loud and laugh. And
so I was thinking about that also the other day. This is going to be a really long episode.
About how much you hate me?
No, I don't hate you.
Let's go. Let's drink more and get you fired up. Get some. What was it?
It's not
Jim Beam barrel
proof. Jim Beam would fucking fight.
Let's go.
At this point, I might win.
I'll probably.
You know Krav, but
I know Krav, but my body don't move like it used to.
I'm agile.
Yeah. You'll run in, punch me, and run out of the room before I can move.
I got one arm, and I'm agile as fuck. No, I was thinking about this. I'm like, we're both a combination of both of those guys. Like, Bert is over the top, like, constantly just
partying loud.
Partying, he's loud, and Tom is just kind of like, he's laid back. He just kind of sits. He's like, are you fucking done yet?
Yeah.
So, but I get it. But at the same time, there are times where you're just like, you just kind of sit back and you're like, fuck, you're still talking.
Oh, great. Somebody finished third in some race that nobody gives a shit about.
Flying shit about what they did. So, anyway.
So, we got a little bit of Bert Kreischer and a little bit of Tom Segura in each of us.
We got a little bit more.
You got a lot of black in you.
I do, apparently.
All up in you.
0.08%.
That's enough.
0.8%.
That's enough for
So, anyway.
love.
I'm not going to get on the Virgil Cain thing again, but
bull crap, you'll get on.
No, it's just it's more of it's super irritation. You said you don't do this one, well, and then dude said that they're sending them a bottle.
Yeah,
do you think that people don't fucking talk? Anyway, Dave sent us a bottle. If you don't want to send me a bottle, just say no. We're not going to send you a bottle. You're not
big enough
lie to me
of a show for us to send a bottle.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know how big we are.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know how big I am.
Yeah, I mean, Randy's 400 pounds of love.
I'm loving and stuffing food in my I have to eat.
Which I did show a picture so that some of the guys like Jason, Josh, and Ron, because they've never met you.
Yeah.
They're like, he's not. I'm like,
no, he is.
They're like, oh, he's a big boy. I'm like,
614 Hondo.
I said he's easily 400 pounds.
Yeah.
I said it takes him 5 minutes to get up the stairs.
It's not 5 minutes anymore.
Not anymore. Right. So anyway, get the 2-bitch. If you get a chance to go down to the trail, do the Evan Williams experience. Amazing. Peerless was okay. Heaven Hill, garbage. Preservation, do it. Like, Preservation was good if you want to drink some expensive bourbon, because Preservation is expensive. I mean,
Peerless,
Preservation, Evan Williams, top notch.
Good stuff.
Heaven Hill, you've already been told your shit sucks. Subpar.
Step up your game.
Step up your game.
We can find Bernheim here in stores.
Yeah, hit the Evergreen liquor stores.
Licorice.
That's the one I'm going to start calling it now. Liquor stores instead of the liquor store. Hit the liquor stores. You can do tastings in there while you're down there. It's amazing.
I would like to thank the Bourbon Hunters and Mash and Drum for allowing my partner to go with you all.
Yeah.
And puke in the ghetto off a front porch.
Well, if it wasn't for Dude, there wouldn't have been puking on my end.
I'd like to thank Dude for being such a lightweight. You freaking pussy.
He drank so much.
I hope he hears this. What a loser.
So much.
That's what you get for being fit and eating healthy all the time, you jerk.
He drank so much.
It
wasn't just
that
one.
Part I would have loved.
It wasn't just one Kenzie Dram filled to the rim.
No, it was several.
Like what a Russo pour is that? Was that? I think that's what it's called. It's called a Russo pour. It's when you fill it all the way to the top.
I just call it a pour.
It was like 4.
Somebody there was a guy on the what was the Columbus Bourbon?
Yeah, I think the guy's name was like John Russo.
Yeah.
And it just became hashtag Russo pour.
And they called it Russo pour. And I literally was like, I've been doing Russo pours before I knew this.
It's a Nelson pour.
It was like this. I used to just call that a pour.
It's a Randy pour.
You put in some ice, you top her off.
Oh no, he doesn't even do ice.
Well, there were times I did. Yeah, there were times. He's done both. I've watched.
Okay.
But everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's a crazy pour. And I was like, yeah. And I'm just sitting there sipping my
normal.
Looking at the post like, yeah, that guy's crazy.
He's I didn't realize.
Anyway, thank you guys.
Because someone asked about that. Like, what the fuck is a Russo pour? Like, it's some guy that it just caught on Russo pour.
He's an alcoholic.
And
self-admitted.
He just drinks.
Yeah, he drinks way too much. That's where I was. I've gotten away from that, and I'm glad I have.
I have drank every day this month. I'm probably going to drink some more tonight.
Well, let's go downstairs and have.
I got margaritas to make.
Let's go. Hi,
And-
Liz. I'm crashing your party. I want to do that to Liz. I like her.
Anyway, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Insta, Google, Twitstagram.
Check out the Bourbon Trail. It was a really good time, especially with the folks I were with.
Check out the Bourbon Hunters. Check out
the Bourbon Hunters. Definitely overall check out Jason C. and the Mass and Drum. Like, that is a YouTube channel.
We didn't have him here on the show.
We can see if we can make that happen.
We can make that.
It may have to happen at his place more so than mine. But
whatever.
We can see about making Jason happen and just get him out of his norm whiskey chats.
That's why I want him to come and be free and not feel obligated to talk about
he is pretty fucking free on his show. If you watch his show, it is.
I've watched for years.
It is. I know. I'm just saying. It's like he's
but he doesn't
pretty
take his shirt
free.
off and rub his nipples like we do.
No.
Yet.
Put your shirt back on. Anyway, that's it. I'm Martel. He's Randy. We're out.
Peace. Bye. Okay. Love you guys. Okay. Bye.
See you, Sharon.
Bye, Mom. Love you.